Alrighty everyone, back again to work on the Traxxas Revo carburetor for the Nitro 2.5 or the 3.3 motors. We're going to sit here and let's tear into this carburetor. I've already taken my carburetor off my motor. Pretty simple. You got to take your air filter off the top here, and then undo the top screw on this here to loosen the arm, to get it off of the arm for your throttle, and to be able to pull the carburetor out. There's also a little bolt, or not bolt, excuse me, nut on the motor itself that you got to loosen up to be able to slide the carburetor off the motor itself. And then it looks similar to this. I've already taken the boot off here. There's a spring here that you got to take out and take the whole assembly out. That's what this is here, and then inside of it is the what opens and closes the throttle. So let's take this off. The spring is attached to the carburetor itself, so you want to make sure you don't damage the spring, but get it to come out of its groove. Things being picky today. There we go. So there's a little point here where it bends to go wrap around the rest of the carburetor. If you start your flathead screwdriver into that groove there, it'll actually work around and be able to come off just like that, and it will be able to slide out. You want to make sure you do take off your idle needle, otherwise it won't come completely out, as I found out right now. So let's get that taken care of. There we go. So I put a little bit of oomph behind it. Had some good weather earlier in the day, but unfortunately it's kind of turned sour. So by the time I get this done and over with, it probably will have to be retuned tomorrow. One thing I will say, before you start taking any of this apart, make sure you take pictures. That way you know where everything was, where your arm was for your throttle, where all your needles were set at, everything. That way you can try to get it back as close as possible to where you had when you were running the vehicle. That way you're not running a complete, basically retune all the way through it just to be able to get it so you can run the motor. I unfortunately didn't know that my carburetor was cracked. I thought, for whatever reason, I had went to a family's outing and brought my RC with me, and I thought the change in altitude affected my tune. So I tried starting to retune the motor so it'll run. Come to find out, after digging some, that it was a broken carburetor. So it really didn't matter. So there you go. So took the needle out of the side here. That way you can get the rest of the part out. There you go. Change. Let's see here. I need a bigger screw. Make sure you guys don't lose any of your parts, otherwise you're going to end up having to buy more. There there's the weather. I don't know if you guys could hear the thunder in the background, but it's here. That's my lovely weather decided to change today. I had nice sunny weather. Was kind of excited. I got the part and was hoping I could get my RC fixed in time, but the good Lord and the nature don't say I can. So I'm spending the time with you guys and getting this fixed. So in the package, I said it did come with O-rings. I don't know how many O-rings come with, so I'm going to try to sit here and see if I can save some of these O-rings. That way I can reuse them and be able to run the rig. Oh, come on. Let me have my screw back, will you? Thank you. One thing I did notice on this one, as I took that last screw off, that O-ring was not completely sealed from what it looked like, so that might have been also part of my problem. But it was probably a compound issue. But the nice thing is these O-rings look in really good shape. I'm not too worried on them. So, but I do recommend, if you've got the O-rings in the kit, use the new ones unless you have to use the old ones again. If you do, clean the old ones up, get them cleaned up, dried, make sure there's no dirt or anything like that on them, as I'm putting dirt on mine. Sorry for the reach, guys. I need a paper towel here. There we go. Alrighty, so here's the difference. Brand new one. And here's the crack one. Alright, well, right there, you can see it. It cracked all the way through down to the side there. So it definitely was its demise, that's for sure. Let's see how far it cracked. Yep, look at that. All the way through both ends. Yep. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the package in here. So like I said, in just the carburetor body part, you do get O-rings and one of the screws. I'm going to use those, but I don't know if I think I'm gonna have to use one of the other ones from the other body, which is okay. I'm not too concerned on it. They looked in good shape.